When we think of stories, we usually picture a lone writer creating characters, worlds, and plots with complete control. Their vision, their rules. But what happens when authorship becomes a shared experience? When the story you're writing isn't fully yours to control? Welcome to the world of text role playing games where stories emerge from collaboration, negotiation, and sometimes beautiful chaos. People writing in widely different styles, contradicting each other's ideas, and occasionally showcasing drama that would make your high school English teacher burst into flames. It's like trying to cook a gourmet meal with five chefs who've never met and are each following different recipes. In this video, we will explore how TRPGs truly challenge traditional ideas of authorship. This leads us to examine not just the gaming community, but fundamental concepts about creativity, ownership, and nature of storytelling itself. Unlike traditional writing, where a single person determines everything, TRPGs distribute creative power across multiple participants. It's not just collaborative writing, it's a collaborative becoming. Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of shit I'm on you wouldn't understand. Text role-playing games are interactive narrative experiences where participants collectively build a story by writing responses as fictional characters. They exist across platforms like Reddit, Discord, or social media. They come in various forms, like multi-user dungeons, chat-based roleplay, AI roleplay, or play by post. People create entire worlds through nothing but text. It's like Twitter, but with less rants about politics and more vampires. What makes TRPGs special is their flexibility. With no production costs beyond time and imagination, players can explore any setting, any character, any scenario, from medieval fantasy to cyberpunk futures, from already existing universes or alternate histories to completely original worlds. These aren't just niche hobbies, they're the direct ancestors of modern MMORPGs dating back to the 1970s with early mods like Colossal Cave Adventure. These text-based worlds lay the groundwork for games like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft. Beyond entertainment, regular participants report improved writing skills, enhanced creativity, and even empathy as they learn to see through the eyes of both their characters and their writing partners. And you will never get bored with such hilarious people. The RPG communities have developed their own culture and inside jokes too. Suddenly start dabbing mid-battle with ChatGPT on the top. When your co-author has this kind of humor, writer's block is the least of your problems. The concept of authorship has evolved significantly throughout literary history. While many people still imagine the 19th century romantic notion of solitary genius with authorial sovereignty, this view has been challenged repeatedly. Writers themselves acknowledge various creative processes. George R. Martin distinguished between architects who plan everything in advance and gardeners who plant characters' seeds and watch them grow in sometimes unexpected directions. However, TRPGs push this concept even further. Participants are simultaneously writers and readers. You might write your character walking confidently into a tavern, expecting a warm welcome, only for another player to write that the room falls silent, hence moving to weapons. In TRPGs, you're operating with limited information, responding to the moment rather than controlling the entire narrative. Once your words are shared, others build upon them immediately. This raises questions about creative ownership. It's like baking a cake with a friend. Do you own half the cake? Which half? The top or bottom, the frosting or the filling? How can you claim authorship of something when you only control a portion of its creation? While some collaborative novels exist, they are usually carefully coordinated. Many TRPG players find this liberating. There's a special kind of thrill in not knowing what happens next in a story that you are helping create. As one longtime player told me, the best moments are when my character does something I never planned, reacting in ways that surprise even me. That's when they feel most real. Our legal systems were built for individual creators. Copyright law, which emerged in the 18th century, presumes a clean line between creator and creation. But who exactly is the author of 30,000 word roleplay that unfolded across 6 months between three people. Universities evaluate scholars largely on individual contributions. Publishing houses prefer marketable individual authors, yet change is inevitable. Art collectives like Sofia Vitalle in Slovakia or Ming in Italy already publish novels under a shared identity, rejecting individual authorship. The award winning novel This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal, El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone demonstrates how collaborative writing can produce critically acclaimed literature. Fittingly, it's a story told through letters between two characters written by two separate authors. As collaborative storytelling becomes more prevalent online, our rigid legal and cultural concepts of authorship are being forced to evolve. Text role-playing doesn't just modify authorship, it challenges whether our current concepts of authorship is natural at all. It suggests that perhaps the collaborative and communal nature of the RPGs is closer to how human storytelling functioned for most of our history. Before the printing press turned stories into products with owners, Homer's epics weren't created by a single author, but emerged from generations of bards building upon shared stories. The RPGs offer us a window into an alternative way stories can develop, not just through the lone genius model that dominates our culture narrative, but also through messy, collaborative, incremental steps. Until real life hits hard and your partner suddenly vanishes for 2 weeks. So, how do text role playing games question traditional ideas of authorship? Stories have always been communal experiences, from ancient oral traditions to modern fan communities. Text role playing reminds us that stories aren't just products to be consumed, they're living processes to be experienced. In a world increasingly dominated by corporate storytelling franchises, the RPGs offer a radical alternative. Stories that belong to everyone and no one, stories that blur the line between creator and the audience. They remind us that sometimes the most satisfying narratives are the ones we help create but can't fully predict, the one that we discover together one post at a time. Unless your writing partner goes you mid-story, in which case you're just left with unresolved plot threads and trust issues. But hey, that's still more emotional investment than some published novels.